What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Mars Anomalies channel. Guys, got another cool one for you today. You want to watch it right to the end. Question. Do we believe there's structures on Mars? More to the point, do you think it's in Gale Crater and on Mount Sharp? I believe overwhelmingly yes. And I'm going to show you proof of that. Now, if you guys have that program that's Worldwide Telescope or Worldwide Telescope Mars, you're going to like this. Now, I've got 3 pictures. What I did was I took some in 3 different areas around Gale Crater, well, inside Gale Crater of Mount Sharp. Now, one of them I don't have the coordinates to because my computer was nice enough to do some software upgrades and then restart by itself. So I don't have the coordinates to that. But the other 2 I will give you, and you can check this stuff out yourself. Now, this is the latest picture that I do. This is the 3rd one I will be showing you. But I'm going to show you something pretty neat right off the bat. Do you see this area right here? This is zoomed in, and you can see the coordinates, longitude and latitude, and you can see the 180 right there. Shows you how close we are into this particular area. Now, just to give you a reference point, let me back out. This is Mount Sharp. This is obviously Gale Crater. It's within Gale Crater. And you can see right here, you can just go like this. This is the proposed landing spot, or the site in Gale Crater. And you can just see the way they actually have all of these areas now that actually pop up showing you different parts that they have these satellite pictures. Or, you know, I don't know why they're, you know, it's like the rest of it's all like CGI'd and these particular areas are not. But anyway, so I got into it. I said, let me just check one out. Let's see what we've got. Now we can go right down to, whoop, don't want to go in too far. Supposedly around 180, 187 is fine. This is about where I've got right here. But I want to show you guys something pretty cool too. What is this? Right here in the bottom right. Okay? But more importantly, check this stuff out. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Just zoom in. Round circles, this, that, and the other. All these little pieces. Now, before you guys go saying, well, you know, it's just, you know, picture artifacts, I'm going to prove that they're not. So, there's no doubt in your mind once this video is over. You're just going to go, yeah, this is no doubt in my mind that these things are absolutely true and real. Okay, this is the first picture that I do. Oh, this first area of, in fact, I believe it was, let me just back out real quick. I believe it was on the right-hand side. Well, I'm going to say right-hand side according to this picture. It was over here, somewhere in here, that where I did this first picture of that particular thing. Now, this in here, I'm using a Microsoft Worldwide Telescope, and this is Mars one. You can have either the, oops, let me just back out just a hair. You can have just the Worldwide Telescope or the Mars one. I'm not sure about the regular Worldwide Telescope, because I haven't used that one yet, but I do use the Mars one quite a bit. Anyway, let's rock on with this right here. Now, do you see anything that looks like those types of lines I showed you? Well, it's all over the place. Now, before people go out and go, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, these are compression lines. Well, let's zoom way in. Well, not that far, because that's about, what, 600? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something right now. See if I can pick this out. I'm just going to do different colors. Okay. Just want to show you the actual compression marks in this particular photo. See them all and the way they're running. Okay? Now, I'm going to rotate this picture real quick because I want to show you, because you'll actually see this a whole lot better this way. Okay. Now, we'll just run it up in right here, right around 90 degrees. Now let's do this. Just to be fair, let's do it right. Back out just a hair. And let's do it like this. Here's your compression marks all over this picture. See it? So, now, that's being fair because we want to see. Now let's back out. I'm just going to back out and I'm going to do the enhancement. There you go. These buildings are not running in those like from horizontally. It's not running that. These are not compression marks. I'm going to tell you why. Another reason why I don't believe they are. Because, first of all, let's go back to this real quick. See these round circles? They look like, well, they kind of look like they're craters. You know, when you really look at them. And to be fair, if I looked at this real quick, I'd say the same thing. I'd say, well, they're definitely craters. There's no doubt in my mind. They're not. And the reason why I say that, we're going to analyze it right now. They have shadows under them. Look at it, watch this. Since when is it over, like this distorted looking little, almost round but kind of distorted, looks like a cheese puff, but why is it square under it? Every one of these has a shadow. I can just back up just a hair more. Right there, look at this. Has a shadow under it. Every one of them has almost a shadow underneath them. Here's another thing. Check this thing out right here. See the way that it goes like this? And then comes down and goes like this here and it has this weird base to it. Well, check this out. It goes like this. It's straight now. Goes like this. It narrows right here. Goes in. Goes straight across. Comes back down and around. And it has a shadow under it. It's not on the side of it. It's under it. That's telling me, well, depending on, because these pictures might be different, taken at different times and then stitched together, which is probably most likely what happened. But they actually have shadows under them. So, okay. Now, check this out. Let's just do it this way. Look at these structures, and this is what's crazy. When you look at these, like 1, 2, 3, they all have something coming out, and they're going down to this, like this goes down to this other platform. They have depth to them. They're not simply any kind of goofy little compression line or artifacts. You can see that this is more prominent now. You can actually see there's more of a square shadow to it. But yet this doesn't look square at all. My thing is, and my guess is what they're doing is just taking these larger structures, just coloring them in, and not to mention, they were still, you don't think just because these are satellite pictures that they wouldn't obfuscate and manipulate, right? I hope you don't think that, because you know they're going to do it. And what I did was I also ran different filters on these too, because I want to bring it up here. All in this area here. Okay. Now, a lot of this is manipulated, so it is hard to see. And what I'm going to do, too, is I'm also going to rotate this because it actually seems a little bit better. You can see it a little bit better because you're looking more into the direction the buildings appear to be running. But, okay. So, to me, this almost appears like it'd be closer to the actual camera from the satellite camera. And that's what I'm seeing here. And you can just see these things. These are all over the place. On the top right here, you can just see the way these have depth to them. There's platforms. They're up higher. There's some smaller. These have different shapes, sizes, and everything else. And they're all over the place. So I just do a little blur so it wouldn't be quite as grainy. Of course, it might be too blurry. But now you can see these. Look at this particular one right here. Again, it almost looks like a tiny version of this one down on the bottom right here. Right there, and comes down and has a shadow under it. Look at the shape of these things. And they're all over the place. And because it's been manipulated, you could have, well, let's just use this straight line right here. It looks like there's a break right here in one of these. So there could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There could be like 10 buildings in a row right here. We wouldn't even know it. Look at this, 2 round circles. This is not compression marks. They don't do that. And shadows under taller items don't do that either in compression marks and artifacts. They simply do not do that. Check this out. Another one. Some kind of weird structure or multiple structures all in a row right here. Look at them all. So, you know, that's just one of the pictures. And unfortunately, I don't have the actual coordinates for this particular one. But the next two I do. It just gets wilder and wilder here, guys. Okay. Let me go ahead and just put this one back. Not that it matters. But this is what you see. Typical. And you can see all of this stuff just pop right out. Now, let's go to the second picture. This one is insane. Every inch of this picture has structures to it. Every inch of it. Now, watch this. Just look at them all. They're scattered all over the place. Let me just back out. And I believe it was this way to show you the best picture. There you go. It's absolutely loaded here. Absolutely. And I'm going to jump into this. Absolutely loaded. Now, again, let's be fair. In fact, I'm going to rotate it and go just like this. You can actually see the compression marks right here. I don't even have to do a thing to this picture. Look at them all. Look at the way these buildings are running. Look at the way these compression marks are. And let's jump way in. Look at, I think you can usually see them. There you go. Right there. You can see they're running horizontally. I'm sorry, vertically and horizontally. They're just the way they are. Look at the way these structures are running. Totally two different areas. These are not compression marks or artifacts. And in fact, let me see something here. There you go. Just to pop that out a little bit better. Look at them all. Look at down in the bottom here. Circle. Circle, circle. Well, I wouldn't, you know, it's hard to tell because like I showed you guys before, like the blurred out, I actually took a nice clear picture of Manhattan Island and just totally blurred it. And you could see what looked like, let's say, 6 structures, whether it be round, rectangular, suddenly turn into one large square because it's blurred. These, you could be seeing many things in one area and it just looks like one object. So there's no way of really knowing, but these things are clearly there. What did I just see that? That looked pretty wild. I just seen something look like it was sticking out. Well, look at this. Looks like this giant arch thing sticking right out. And it's, look how tall it appears to be. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. This stuff is everywhere in this picture. This is absolutely loaded. And this is just one area I just happened to, you know, take a screenshot of. And you can see that. Now, I did a little shopping just to show you guys. Now you can actually see the actual stitch line. See it right there? So there's multiple pictures stitched, but they're also, you can see this, the compression marks, and you can see the way these structures are running. They're not. Okay? Now, again, you'll get the coordinates to this one. I'm not going to move it right now as far as the, you know, worldwide telescope right now because I don't want to lose this particular picture or this one right here. But, I mean, come on. Look at this stuff. All right here. This, to me, is just wild, this area alone. Look at this. And I do different colors just to try to enhance and bring it out for you guys can see this a little bit better. And you can just see there's not just same shapes. There's all different kind of shapes and sizes. Look at 1, 2, 3 little... Well, this one looks rectangular, but these look kind of round. They're all over the place. Now, I go into the black plate. I'm going to show you this right here. This is which means raw picture. Now, watch this. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Check that out. This is actually the raw plating, no color, no nothing in here. And then do a little sharpening. And there you go. You just back this out, just blur it back up again, just a hair. Check it out. There's different things, and they're not just like one shape, like all over the place. There's many different sizes, round circles, you know, what looks like structures running across from each other. It's just everywhere. Look at this. This one right here, joining this one over here. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look. And like I said, this is the raw picture. This is not anything. This is like a monochrome, so to speak. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Look at all these things just laying in a row. And a lot of this has been obfuscated and manipulated to blur out what's really here. But these things actually have depth. There is not just a flat, you know, compression marks or artifacts. They're not just flat. You can literally see these things have depth to them. There's some that are taller, some that are shorter. Sharpen it up a little bit and see what we get. And there you go. Now, some of this stuff, you know, people will be like, well, I'm really not seeing it. Trust me, it's there. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay. I mean, come on. And like I said, just to show you guys some of these others, but you can see these compression marks now really clear right here in the almost the middle of the page to the left and then up at the top. So come on. And I do different shadows because sometimes you can see things that were in the dark that are now lit up. And you can see different things connecting, like down here in the bottom, little round circles. Just stuff scattered all over the place, man. It's insane. Okay. So, again, this is the raw picture. This is the raw right here. And you know, I'm going to go back to the regular CMYK, which is basically full picture. But check this out. Now, arguably, the people will say, well, now you're seeing the full spectrum. You're seeing the browns and the greens and so on and so forth. And if it was blue, you'd see that too. So I didn't care. This is the reason why I went to the actual raw picture. Because if you want, we can do it this way too. Look at this. It's everywhere. But I immediately take color out because I don't believe the color that's even in these pictures at all. So, again, you guys can just glance this over and just, you know, check this stuff out yourself. I mean, look at this. It's everywhere. And when you look at it this way, of course, this is their color picture. Let's turn it around on this computer. I've got a lot of... I'm actually doing some uploading and all kinds of the crap right now, so it's understandable. But look, nothing there to see. And if you were to do this here, suddenly it's actually covered. And like I said, you can see things that are higher than others standing out. It's not just one low little, like just a pattern on a picture. These are literally raised off the ground. And you can see that just by doing it this. This is the way the picture comes. Look at them all. They're different heights, different, you know. And again, I'll just keep the way this is. Go to black plate to show you the raw deal here, the raw picture. And you can see that. I mean, just do a little blurring if I needed to. And there you are. They're just all over the picture. Here's that area I was showing you. It was on the bottom right when I was doing it earlier. And there you go. So, and like I said, I could just turn it this way. So we're actually almost like looking straight at these things. Anyway, so let me get to the final picture here, which I think you'll think is pretty wild as well. Because this thing shows some incredible stuff. Oh my God. It's just crazy. Let me do this. Not that that matters. We can just zoom out of that. No, we don't have to have it perfect, but there we go. Okay. This one here, again, this is the one right here, and you can see the coordinates right here in the lower right. And again, I'm just going to zoom in. This is the picture actually from, that's a little too much, so you're going to see a bunch of distortion. But look at the actual structures. And again, this picture is no different. I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, that's about, well, somewhere around there, what I've got here. And you can see it. Now watch this. Just by doing a simple enhancement, get rid of the color, let's enhance it, watch what this stuff looks like. It is all over this Mount Sharp, around Gale Crater. It's everywhere. And it's watch this. I'm going to bring this to this right here. Well, let's do it this way, just for the heck of it. Which is approximately 77 degrees here. But check these things out. This stuff is all over the place. Round, like it looks like a tower of some sort. This stuff is everywhere. Now, let's be fair with this picture as well. And let's just zoom into it. I don't know if I'll be able to see it this way. I think I had to enhance it. Okay. Again, you can see compression marks. Well, here's another stitch. Okay. Now, well, I don't want to do it that way because it's going to mess things up. But you can see the squares now. If you look, you can see the way the pictures are running. And you can see the compression marks in this picture. Let's do 400%. Okay, and there they are. You can see them. They're running horizontally and vertically. You know, so you've got them all right here. Let's back out. These buildings are not running in the same direction. Now, this was actually pretty neat. I like this. This thing was just wild to me. And I'm going to show you that right now. This particular area was just wild. Look at this thing. Are you kidding me? This is just absolutely neat. All these little structures you can see right here, they're everywhere. And it's all over this picture. This is not just simply artifacts, and they are actually sticking out. They're not in the ground. Now I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to go to, well, let's back out a little bit. I'm going to go into the black plate or the raw photo. Check this out. There you go. I can do it right here. And you can see the brighter areas now. And you can see some of the parts that were... I'm going to just go ahead and tilt this back where I had it. I'm going to put it right at 77, 75. Doesn't really matter. But check this stuff out. It's everywhere. Look at the size of whatever this is right here. And there's things on top of it. I don't know what that is. But you can clearly see it's... Whatever that is huge. See that? And there's structures everywhere. And again, these are not, you can actually see this, whatever this is, overhanging. Actually, I don't know if that's kind of rounded at the backside, but it goes like this, comes down, and goes down. There's a shadow underneath it. See that? Now, look at these things. They're everywhere. Now, if you were to be fair and say, well, why don't we do this? Let's be fair about it. This would be the actual picture that you would see, and we can actually do it this way too. You know, like sometimes you can take a picture and say, okay, it's a certain item, it looks like this, and then let's flip it upside down, and suddenly it doesn't look like that at all. That's not the case in this picture. Again, here's that area I showed you earlier. Round piece, other little structures, whatever these are, they're all over the place in this picture. Okay. right here, okay? It's in the same spot. Watch this. If I rotate it, if I rotate the picture itself, this thing appears the same way it did. It still has the same exact features. Nothing changes. It's the same darn thing. So this is what I'm getting at, guys. This is just crazy. This stuff is absolutely everywhere. Everywhere you look. From the top to the bottom, you can see these things. 1, 2, 3. They're coming off this other area here. Look at these. We don't know if some of these are roads. These are just structures. I don't believe these are ridges, mountain ridges at all. They appear to be all structures. Like this shows. Well, let me go back. My bad. These almost look like mountain ridges, but they're not. Now I'm going to do this in blue. And look at you're going to see these things popping right out. This is not, and then desaturate. And you can see this. I mean, look at this thing. Again, right here near the middle and the bottom. What the hell is that? And you can see there's multiple things on top of this actual area. And you can see, if you look clearly, if you look good, you can actually see this is rounded in the back. See if we can get in a little close without really distorting the crap out of this picture. Right here. You can literally see it goes like this and then it stops. My assumption is it keeps going. You actually see a faint line right there. Comes down straight. Yeah. And there's multiple things on top of it. You know? And of course, you guys, you know, I'm saying these are structures. You guys can give me your take on what you believe these things are. These, to me, forget about saying they're compression marks. They're clearly not. They're just not. There's just no way that these are compression marks. Even if you were to look straight down at this picture, look at this. Well, if we want to call it looking straight down at it. Look at this. That's just crazy to me. And this stuff, like I said, is everywhere in here. Now, what I did is I did a few shades purposely so you guys can see what is really going on in these pictures. You can actually see what's going on as far as like it'll bring out some other structures or shaded areas. It'll bring out some more of this just so you can actually see these objects a little bit better. And like I said, this is just absolutely loaded with it. It really is. If you were to put the picture like this would be like... This would be going towards the base of Mount Sharp. And I can show you that right here. Because this is, right here, we're looking at these ridges, right, well, supposedly mountain ridges, right here. 1, 2. Let me go back out just a hair bit more. Okay, 1, 2. If you look to the left, this would be, if we kept going, keep going, back out, guess what? This is the edge. It would be going down the hill off this mountain. This would be going up further and further and higher. Okay, knowing that, then that's what I'm saying. This stuff here is just crazy. Right here. So if we were to do this and be fair about it, and again, this would be this picture right here, well, right there. This is the same picture. This would be going down to the left, would be going down to Mount Sharp. Now think about this a minute. Again, let's use a little common sense. If this is going down to the base of Mount Sharp, okay, well, let's just rotate it and act like we're looking at the base of Mount Sharp and looking upward. Of course, we're not. This is supposed to be an aerial view. And just look at the structure sitting on it. This is just nuts, man. This is absolutely insane. And let's be fair. Well, that does that because we're in the, what do you call it? We're in a full color mode. But there you go. All of these things just sitting in there. Okay? To me, this is like absolute proof of actual things sitting on there. Now, Peter and I, if you guys know, Peter, also known as, Space Cadet, you guys have to check out his last few videos. Wow. The stuff that he's pulling out of these pictures is great. I mean, he did one and it actually looked like a building has fallen over. Being the guys, he was professionally into photography and lithographics and so on and so forth. Check his videos out and give him some love on the channel. I'm going to tell you what, he takes his time with this stuff and brings this stuff out. It's just crazy. But we've been bringing a lot of this stuff out and been looking at this stuff and we're just going, yeah, why is it that we can see aerial photographs or satellite photographs of what looks like structures, but we're not seeing these things on the ground with curiosity? Well, that's like a duh. They're not going to show it to us. Common sense would tell you that. And they don't plan to. So, yeah. Now, just by me brightening this back up, even though we're still in the if you look here at the top, we're in the black plate. So I'm going to, this wasn't meant for the black plate. This was for full color. But by lightening it up, check out the darker areas and not so much enhanced. Just by doing this, now you can see there's a lot more in between. And guys, we're only probably seeing a third of what's really here. Because like I said, when I did the New York picture of distorting it, and all of these structures, like let's say this particular one right here. This one right here. If you were to take that, there's probably 10, 20 structures sitting right there. But because it's kind of blurred and it's not sharpened like we'd like it to be, well, guess what? You're going to see this. Check this out right here. Look at all of the details. I don't know if you guys can see all this. Right here. Right there. All of these little details. Look at them just sitting there on the ground. Look at them all. These things are everywhere. And whatever this is, I don't know what these, it's just regular structures. People claim they've seen military-looking things, and some of the stuff I pulled out of Mount Shop, you know, from curiosity photos, oh my God, it was just crazy. It's just some really cool stuff here, guys. Now, a lot of this maybe, you can see how these things just branch off and go different directions. These could be roadways. These could be anything. And it's more, you know, got the buildings more here at the top, or it's because it's the way it's manipulated that we're not seeing clearly through this particular section. But these mountain ridges, they wanted to make them look like mountain ridges. They're not. Look at this. I keep forgetting I'm in the black plate, so that's no big deal. But they actually look like a mountain ridge until you enhance them. And then you just go, yeah, okay. It doesn't make any sense, and you can see this stuff. So, guys, give me your take on there. Let me know what you guys think. Me personally, this is without a doubt shows many thousands of structures all over Mount Shop and in I keep wanting to say Grail. Well, it is like the Grail of inside Gale Crater and on this mountain. It's actually inside Gale Crater, meaning before it even gets to the mountain. And we wonder what Curiosity rover is looking at, right? If these are modern day, these don't look like they're destroyed. Unless there was an atmosphere, you know, and of course we're always speculating, a lot of us that do these videos, if the atmosphere was wiped from the planet, let's say there was a nearby body of, you know, it could be anything, a giant asteroid, another planet, and if it literally zipped by and created destruction, doesn't mean it did it on every part of the planet. A lot of people talk about Valles Marineris. You know, that area looks like the giant, you know, hold on a second. Let me shut this phone off. It's going to bother me. It just lights up. You don't hear it, but it's lighting up. But it's just like the Grand Canyon. They call it like the Grand Canyon of Mars, so to speak. And they've got all of these, they say maybe whatever it was actually gouged that out, literally hit the Mars and gouged that whole area out. Now, again, it's pure speculation as far as I'm concerned. But if that's true and the rest of it was left alone and it just wiped the atmosphere out and just basically killed all the inhabitants on this planet, yeah. It's not hard to, you know, it's not a far leap to believe all the structures would still be intact. Of course, you would think if it hit that planet, it would cause worldwide earthquakes or Marsquakes like you would not believe. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's really hard to tell. But anyway, guys, to me, this, I mean, I'm looking at it right there. And this, like I said, this would be going towards the bottom here. Would be going towards the base of Mount Shop. This is going up into the mountainous areas. And how many times have we seen a mountain like on the this so-called Mount Shop in the Curiosity photos, and it looks like at the top of these photos, it looks like there's mountains or there's buildings on them. Here you go. Here you go. There's your mountains. And that's only a small piece, and I showed you the 3 pictures of all the crazy stuff scattered around this particular mountain. So if you guys got any other ones you want to share with me, you can always put it on your Google Plus and say, hey, look, this is what I found when I've investigated this. Share them. I'll be more than happy to take them, share them with everybody, or you can do this, make it out to everybody, and they can all take a look, and I'll tell them to go to your page. But to me, this is just boom. You know, I mean, I can leave these particular pictures just like this on, like the real good congested areas, I'm going to call them, that show to me absolute structures, and you guys can go ahead and have a look at them too. But anyway, guys, let me jump off of this. I don't want to make it super long. I just wanted to show you this. This, to me, is just without a doubt. I mean, I wish NASA would just stop lying. The ESA, the NASA, and all these other programs that are in on this lying, just quit, man. Stop already. You know, we're on to you. We know what's up, so stop doing that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the videos. I do appreciate it. Anybody else has jumped on board, I appreciate that. It's just telling me you guys are on board of the idea of the lying. Now, we all have our ideas with these. Well, we know these particular pictures are showing structures, but a lot of times when I do curiosity photos, it's anybody's guess what these anomalies may be. So this is why I always ask for your input, because we are only speculating when it comes to those pictures. It's as simple as that. There's no way to show you yay or nay what this thing is. We can't walk to the planet and say, hey, pick it up and say, this is what I thought it was. There's no way. So it's pure speculation on my part, and that's not a secret. Sometimes you get these people going, it's nothing but pure speculation. Yep. Simple as that, guys. Anyway, guys, just share these videos. Give me some comments. Tell me what you think. Like I said, give me some thumbs up. Always greatly appreciated. It's always a good thing. And we got some more crazy ones coming up for you guys, man. It just goes on and on. There's so much to do here. It's unbelievable. So stick with me on this. And like I said, I appreciate you watching. Anyway, guys, see you next picture or video.